Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first video and today I'm going to talk to you about why did I decide to start a YouTube channel, the three reasons that actually I thought that make it worth. I'll tell a little about who I am and why do I think that I am in a place to talk about the stuff that I'm wanting to talk about. So I am a NIFT graduate and I graduated from NIFT Bengaluru in the stream of fashion design in 2020. I have had a certain amount of knowledge and opinions over the years about the Indian fashion industry and how it has changed and what it means to the world, how are we perceived by the world fashion industry, and how in certain areas I do feel that the world fashion is ahead of us. And sometimes I do feel that in India there is this large perception about designers and their lifestyle and how fashion industry works. And I sometimes have very strong opinions about how things should be and how things are supposed to be or how they can be better. And that's why I thought that I should dive in and start talking about or maybe sharing my views and see how it can make an impact towards the world or the environment or the Indian fashion industry or the fashion industry in general. My idea is that I want to change the public perception about the Indian fashion, which is, that Indian fashion or couture is only limited to bridal fashion, and everything that happens in the name of bridal fashion is only fashion. I want to talk about how the retail fashion or the design studios or the new small design studios which are working on sustainability are very different or very large in terms of their design scope and have a much more relevance and significance in the times to come. I feel that I will be referring to a lot of designers' work time and again and see that how they're working, or if I come across something very interesting, I would want to share it with you. Because sometimes I do feel that as designers or as someone who's from a fashion background, it is easier for us to understand that how complicated a certain thing is to achieve, whereas for the other person it might just be a piece of clothing. And sometimes people do wonder that why designing clothing is so expensive, or what makes it worth it, or all these kind of questions. So I just want to answer them in my videos, taking one question at a time and go about it. Second reason would be the sustainability. So it must be surprising for you to know that the fashion industry is the second most polluting industry in the world after the oil industry. And there are some very horrifying facts. For example, a pair of denims that you wear will cost 1500 liters of water, and all these kind of fast fashion brands are actually ending up in the landfills. That how they're just dumping their stuff into the landfills, and it is at the time very relevant, or it is the need of the hour that we talk about sustainability and how it is a need or how it is very essential for the upcoming fashion brands to take this up very seriously. And it is good that big brands like H&M are coming up with their sustainable lines like H&M Conscious. And I personally feel that it is very important for us to recognize these brands and to promote them, share with other people where they can shop sustainably. So I will be talking about these brands, about some very interesting finds that I have come across in the terms of sustainability, whether it is related to fashion or not, but if it is something that we can implicate in our lives very easily, I would like to talk about that on my channel. And the third is for lifestyle and blogging, and it is basically what I'm trying to say here is that when we look at the life of a designer from the outside world, it seems very glamorous and it seems very glitzy, filled with paparazzi, and there is a lot of money and high-end clothing and all these things. But then we don't realize the kind of effort that it goes and how hectic a designer's lifestyle can be, or not even designers, for any creative person, how tough it is to constantly keep renewing themselves, the pressure of creating new things every 6 months or every 3 months, to come up with a new collection, and how it kind of pressures us into a certain lifestyle. There are the highlights that are involved, but that come up much later in a designer's lifestyle. And just because I am beginning with my own design journey as a fashion designer, because I've just graduated like 6 months ago, I thought a YouTube channel would be a good way to cover my journey throughout the years, because right now I'm at a point where I even don't know where I will be in the next year, or 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So I thought of YouTube as a good way of documenting and sharing this journey with someone who might take up a similar journey in the future, or who is already on this journey, and it might help someone. And sometimes there are learnings, and if you put out your opinion, your learnings towards the world, you get to learn a lot more in return. So yeah, these are the three reasons that I decided to start a YouTube channel, and hopefully you will like what I'm doing here and give me a like, subscribe, share, the typical one. This is my first video, so I request you all to please bear with me. I hope that I do get better with time, and see you in the next video.